Bonjour, bonjour everyone. I've been awake forever, and I was watching this fanfic that was being read terribly, but it was really good. So I'm sorry for my accent. I'm sorry. I was speaking French earlier. I got rid of it just now because that's how awesome I am. But anyway, I'm going to be reading this fanfic. It's going to be it's yaoi. Sorry. My mind is blanked out. I haven't been to sleep all night, and I'm not going to sleep because my insomnia kicked in like a son of a bitch. And, it's yaoi, and it's a GerRuss. GerRuss, because Germany's the semi, and Russia's the uke in this. I'll try to do, their voices and stuff, but I know I'm not gonna do good. So, let's get started. Russia looked in the mirror, whimpering slightly as he tried to force his too-short dress skirt down lower. The black dress resembled a off-shoulder lolly goth dress, but much, much shorter. It was accompanied by a snow-white apron, thigh-high stockings, and a pair of black high-heeled Mary Janes. He knew he was going to have to play servant for Germany, but he didn't expect him to take it this far. He put the white and black lace headpiece on and glowered as he heard a bell ring. Fuck, he's really enjoying this, duh? He thought bitterly and walked out, quickly adjusting to the heels and into guest room, finding that Germany had guessed. Italy and Japan sat on the couch with Germany talking about God knows what. Russia almost ran off, taking one very clumsy step back, causing a very loud clank as the heel hit the tile. Germany, Italy, and Japan looked in his direction, and he blushed scarlet. "Ah, Ivan, come in, don't be shy." I can't do Germany's accent for the fuck right now, Germany said, amusement in his voice. Russia thought the urge to call. I'm not doing that either, even though I can do it with perfectness, and walked into the room. Any pride he had left dying. That's not how you spell dying. That's if you were dying like a shirt. Italy let out a low whistle, and Japan bit his lip as Russia walked past, stopping only when he was in front of Germany. "You called me? I have no idea. You called me. I know it says master, but I don't know how to say it in Russian. You called me master?" I think it's master, and I hope it's master. If not, I need to restudy my Russian. He said, forcing a childish voice to be as cute as possible. Germany smiled. God, how he hated this man. "Yes, we're hungry. Get us some food. Verse for me, please," he said, and looked at the others. "I want pasta!" Italy said, smiling and constantly crossing his legs. Russia nodded and looked at Japan, hoping that the small man wanted wasn't anything too difficult to make. He looked at Russia and blushed before looking down. Nothing for me, Ivan-chan. Arigato," he whispered. Russia nodded and turned to leave, when he felt Germany lift up his skirt to expose near see-through black lace panties he was being forced into wear. "Ah!" He cried out, blushing furiously, and before he knew what was going on, he turned and slapped Germany. Oh! His eyes widened in realization, and he fell to his knees. I have no idea what that says. Something in Russian, like, "forgive me, master," or something like that. I'm sorry, guys. He said, looking at the group, but with a small, wicked grin forming on his face. You could tell, feeling the anger radiate off the German man. And he was loving it. "Italy, Japan, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave. It seems my little maid doesn't know his place, but that shall soon be fixed," he heard Germany say. Screw the accents. And his smile disappeared. He looked up to see the two rise and leave. "Okay." "Arrivederci, Deutsche?" "Yes, sayonara mata ashati." I said that all shit backwards. He heard them say before they left the room, Germany going to the door, shutting and locking it. "Get up," Germany said, anger in his voice. Russia wasted no time and rose swiftly, staring the man in the eye. "I may act like a little maid, but I will not act like those slutty French maids. If you wanted that, that. Maybe you should have invaded France. That was like the most, what the fuck? He said, growling slightly but smiling. Germany chuckled and grabbed Russia's scarf. Don't worry. You will act how I want you to. You will do what I want. You will do what I want you to do. Anything I want you to do. Because I will break you to where you have no choice. He said before shoving the taller man to the ground, kneeling between his legs, and tying his hands in the couch with his scarf. Russia struggled to get free, but to no avail. Germany smirked and pushed the skirt up to Russia's midriff. Russia flushed bright red. What are you doing? He screamed as Germany pulled off the panties he was wearing, exposing him. I said I was going to break you. My way of breaking people is different from yours, Ivan, he said as he wrapped his fingers around his member, tugging slightly. I prefer to break people so they are sexually dependent on me. Russia gasped slightly and continued to break free. Shuddering as pleasure began to rush through him. Germany smirked and continued his actions, pumping his hand faster and faster. Russia was continually reminding himself that this was Germany, that he didn't want him, but that didn't seem to stop him from getting hard. He bit his lip to keep his moans from escaping his lip, not wanting Germany to hear them. Germany would have none of that, though. He sped up the pace a little and leaned down, taking the head in his mouth. Ah! Russia cried out, watching, I'm sorry for that noise, himself before he started begging. Germany smiled around his member, humming slightly, and began bombing his head. Russia was squirming now. It felt too good. Germany apparently knew what he was doing. I guess would be a perk of growing up next to France. Okay, must I say something? France killed the Holy Roman Empire. Germany is the Holy Roman Empire. So Russia, I know you're my favorite character, but shut the fuck up. Thank you. Germany looked up and felt an all-too-familiar ache in his groin at the sight. Russia's eyes were closed and his lips were parted. Soft pants were escaping them. He was still squirming, trying to break free. He was close, and Germany knew it. He smirked and sucked hard, and Russia went rigid. Is my sister still asleep? Okay. Oh, God! Russia cried out as he came in the Germany's mouth, an orgasm washing over him. He arched his back painfully, and he was gasping for breath. Germany swallowed and looked at the large man as he came down from his high. Still going to be defiant? He asked, smirking triumphantly. Russia growled. I will never give in, he said, cursing himself to the slight stutter. Germany chuckled and shrugged. I still have time before my other company comes over, he said, lust dripping from his words. Russia didn't fully understand it and began to ask, and Germany took advantage of this, slamming his mouth into the taller man's soft lips, shoving his tongue inside his mouth. Russia moaned into the kiss, and much to his despair, he was starting to lose control of his body at once. Germany pulled back and put his fingers in Russia's mouth. Suck, he demanded. Russia did so, but bit his fingers hard when Germany wasn't expecting it. Zaisha! He swore and pulled out his fingers. Russia only smirked smugly. Germany growled. I was going to make this easier for you, but now you're testing my patience, he said before spreading Russia's legs and quickly inserting a finger before Russia had time to react. Ah! Russia cried out in pain as the finger was pushed in and out roughly. Stop it! Ah! Russia whimpered, blushing furiously again. Germany smoked so deftly. You're a virgin, aren't you, my little maid? He purred into his ear. Stop! Stop it! You're not supposed to put things there! Ah! Was his only response, and he took it as an yes. He added a second finger and began scissoring them, thrusting them in deeper and deeper, trying to find that spot inside of him. Russia didn't like this at all. It felt so weird, and it hurt. He was starting to wonder why that Baltic liked this. When Germany hit something that made his vision go white for a second, he clawed at the scarf binding and arched his back almost painfully. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know if my sister's still asleep. I've been screaming. There was that! He cried out. Germany smirked. I know that wasn't nothing of a moan, but I'm sorry. Germany smirked and continued to hit that spot harder and harder. Russia's resistance faded with every wave of pleasure. Germany withdrew his fingers, earning a whimper from Russia. Don't worry, you'll feel greater pleasure soon, he said lowly and seductively, succeeding to make Russia shiver. He quickly undid his pants, pushing them and his boxers around his knees, exposing his rather large hard-on. He grabbed Russia's legs and forced them over his shoulders and aligning himself with the other man's entrance. But what do you say? He continued and smirked. Russia glared at him furiously. Take me now, Ludwig. Da, he demanded. Germany inserted the tip and pulled back out, teasing the Russian. Russia was panting again, and he knew what the other man wanted him to say. But damn it, he still had some dignity that was quickly fleeting, being replaced with need. What do you say, my little maid? Germany asked again, ghosting his hand over Russia's hardened member. Russia shuddered and gave in. Please take me, master! He screamed and pulled at the scarf again. Germany smiled with a single thrust, entering him to the hilt. Russia cried out in sharp pain that spread through his entire body. A few definite tears ran down his face. Germany kissed him away, and despite the overwhelming urge to fuck him into the floor, he went still to allow the other to adjust. Russia let out a shaky breath and nodded. Move, he whispered. Germany pulled almost completely out and looked at the other man's face and thrust it back in hard and fast as he could. Russia's eyes fled open as the pain quickly melted in the pleasure, making him cry out. Then again. Oh, God, master, so good, he moaned and tugged fiercely at his scarf, not caring if it tore or not. Germany nodded and increased his pace and switching the angle of his hips. Russia's eyes snapped closed and he arched his back to his prostate, was hit dead on. What the hell is that supposed to be a face or an O? I can't tell, because that right there looks like a cute little face. That right there. Oh, wasn't the master right there? He screamed, not caring if anyone heard it all. If the neighbors didn't like it, they could leave. Germany, groaned at the tightness and heat surrounding him, began going faster and faster, slamming in the Russia sweet spot, loving the sounds he made. Master, please, my hands, he gasped in between thrusts. Germany nodded, using one hand, undid the knot in a scarf. Russia quickly wrapped one arm around the man's neck and slammed their mouths together in a sloppy, passionate kiss. Germany pulled away and grabbed the neglected man's member, pumping it in time with his thrust. Russia was screaming so loud he knew his throat would be sore the next day. Ivan, he said, placing his forehead to make eye contact with the pool of violets. Do you love me? He asked and pecked him on the lips. I love you. I'm guessing that means, do you love me in Russian? He asked again. Da, I love you. I'm guessing that's what it says. He cried out and tried to catch his breath as it was forced out of each thrust. He knew he was going to come. He grabbed the back of Germany's shirt and he pulled him closer. He screamed as he came hard all over his dress and Germany's shirt. The sudden tightening of his already tight entrance forced Germany over the edge. He thrust a few more times into him, riding out his orgasm before collapsing on top of him. They lay like that, panting heavily for a while, hands intertwined before Germany pulled out and laid next to him. They looked at each other and laughed. See, didn't I tell you role-playing would be a fun way to lose your virginity? Germany chuckled and wrapped his arms around the larger man. Russia giggled in that way. That always made Germany feel like he was a pedophile. Da, you did, and it was, he said, and followed suit. Did you mean it? He asked, pecking his lover's lips with sweet kisses. Yes, Ludwig, every word. I love you so much, it hurts sometimes, Russia said, nodding off. Germany smiled and kissed him on the cheek. That's good, because I love you too, he whispered. See that Russia was now asleep. He pulled the blanket off the couch and covered them both. He leaned forward to take off his shoes and pants. When he remembered that he had hidden in his back pocket, he quickly pulled out a small black velvet box, opening it, and pulled out a ring that had a small bejeweled sunflower on it. Oh, he slid the ring onto his sleeping lover's left ring finger and kissed him again. I truly hope your answer is yes, min labi. Oh, see, I know German, but I don't know Russian worth a shit. I could read Russian somewhat, but I mean, I can't. Okay, here's the thing: I can't say it in Russian, but I could understand it, and I could say it in German, but I can't understand it in Russian. I mean, in German sometimes it makes no sense. But that was really cute, especially the sunflower proposal at the end. I hope you enjoyed this little short video that I made. It began at like 6 something, so I hope you enjoy this. See you later, my dudes. Ciao.